Hello everybody and welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be showing off new players or Hello everybody and welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be showing off some early game money making methods that you as a new player, or if you started another profile and just need some money, can use to make a ton of money, as just stated before. These methods can range from the earliest of early game players to the latest of early game players. And yeah, with that out of the way, let's get on into the first method. So starting off with this first method, what you're going to need to do is get yourself a golden shovel with efficiency 2, and then you're going to want to farm up until you get farming 7. Once you get farming 7, you want to head to the farming islands over here, and then you want to head on over to the Mushrooms Desert. Now, what you want to do to make some quick early game cash when you're just starting out is to mine sand. This will actually help you in two ways, because one, you need mining 7 for the bazaar anyways, and two, sand mining is actually really good. You can make quite a bit of money for not that much effort. If you mine sand for an hour, you can make about 400k, which will buy you a raider axe and some ender armor and a couple of talismans, which will be able to help you out tremendously in the early game. Making a jump from nothing to having 400k is like giving an endgame player a bill, because, you know, it's a huge jump in progression. But basically, doing this allows you to get tons of mining levels. I would say this is also a good method at a certain point to get mining levels, because you can get to up to mining 20, I think, by just mining sand. And you make a bit of money while doing this. So this is an early game money making method you could actually use entirely through the early game, as hourly it makes roughly 400 to 500k depending on how fast you can do it. But you could easily, if you just started out, rogue sword spam, and you could possibly get a god potion if you farm enough. But realistically, by the time you get a god potion, you're going to be doing other grinds or AH flipping, stuff like that. So, not necessarily a method you'll be sticking with very long, but the majority of early game methods don't stick around for more than a day or less, because the early game is very fast paced. But yeah, with the sand method down, let's take a look at another money-making method. So currently there is no Jerry or Spooky event around the corner that I can use for footage in this video, so I'll just be sitting on top of the desert house to explain this next money-making method for early game. But every 5 days, and every 3-ish days realistically for Spooky Festival, you will have a chance to go to Jerry's Workshop or participate in the Spooky Festival. Now, for Jerry's Workshop, what you want to do is find the 20 white gifts and participate in all the phases of the gift attack minigame. Basically, you need to get 100 damage off on the magma cube mobs to get the max rewards. It doesn't matter if you come in first place, you will get the same rewards as somebody dealing 100 damage, which is roughly like maybe 10 white gifts, 5 greens, and 3 reds, which if you do all the phases, which there are, I believe, 4 to 5 phases, you can make around 1.5 mil every event, which if you start a new profile right when a Jerry event is happening, is insane, because 1.5 mil in the early game is a lot. That buys you armor, weapons, talismans, a god potion, stuff like that. And if a Spooky event is right around the corner, participate in it. That is how you will make a ton of money, because the Spooky event allows you to get candy, which will allow you to buy stuff at the Spooky shop, like a candy talisman or candy ring, which you can farm up multiple candy talismans in an hour, sell them for 100k, like right after the Spooky event, and boom, you got yourself a money-making method right there as well. One method I'm also going to throw in that I did not put on my list is actually using a Ringo to your advantage. A Ringo sells pets, and if you can capitalize on certain common and uncommon pets, since you can't afford the higher tiered ones like rare, epic, legendary, if you can capitalize on common tigers, that will actually make you money. Or if you capitalize on like maybe a common monkey, but usually everyone says common tigers are the best flip, as sometimes they can make you 200,000 a pet when all you got to do is spend like 25.5k to literally make them. So the second money making method is basically to just check your calendar, because there are multiple opportunities across 5 days, which is one Skyblock year. Keep that in mind, that you can make like 30 mil a week, and as a new player, 3 mil in a week ain't bad, and if you start right at a Jerry's event, that's half of the money that you can make in one single week. This next money making method works if you're really new or you have just started your profile and you're a new player, haven't claimed a cookie at all on your profile. What you need to do is play about 10 hours of the game, which is easily AFKable. I've seen people set up multiple AFK pools and just they AFK 10 hours. And once you've done that, you can come over here to Elizabeth, claim your free cookie, and there's two options you can do with that cookie. One, either make a one-time sell purchase of about 2.7 mil, which is, once again, not bad for the early game. But if you want to be smart about it, you can actually eat that cookie and gain bits. Seen in the top right-hand corner near my keystrokes mod, you can see that I have 113 bits. And what you can actually use those bits for is if you go over here to the bit shop, you can buy things like cat flowers, god potions, heat cores, hyper catalyst upgrades, all of these right here, and these can sell on the auction house. Now, the things I would recommend buying are the things that sell for a lot, like things you can buy multiple of, like a hyper catalyst or cat flowers, because these are things you can buy multiple amounts of, and you get 5,200 bits per cookie. So you would be able to get, for example, you would be able to get like 10 cat flowers or like 15 hyper catalyst upgrades, which if we go over to the AH over here and we search up Hyper C, you can see that these sell for like 85k. So 85 times 15, if I do the math really quickly in my head, so 850. Basically, it's a lot of money. So I'll just check real quick and do the calculations for that. So I just did the math, and Hyper Catalyst can make you 1.7 mil, and Cat Flowers can make you 1.7 mil, which is only 1 mil off of another cookie. So technically, if you were to sell that cookie, or what you could actually do is save up your bits to buy another cookie. So if you get the free cookie, and then you start to level up your fame rank, you buy stuff from the bit shop like shown here. You could save up for like a builder's one, which that sells for like 4 mils, so you could buy 2 more cookies, and you'd be able to profit a little bit just off of having your bits. And cookies also are helpful because they give you like extra wisdom, which is actually just extra percentage of skill XP, magic find, keep coins and stuff. So they're basically the best thing that you can get, and you can actually profit just a little bit off of buying cookies to leaven out the cost. When you eat your first cookie, you can technically leaven out the cost to about 1 mil a cookie, which is actually not terrible. That means you only pay about a mil difference, and once you've leveled up your fame rank, you can buy more things, and then you can make more money, and then you can actually leaven out the cost to profit from your cookies when you can start buying builder's wands from every cookie. Now that is how you play this game smarter and make more money instead of just selling all your cookies. That is why it is really important to eat your cookie instead of selling it, but if you want the free cash, that's 2.7 mil. The next money-making method I want to take a look at is actually something I mentioned in my unkillable money-making methods video, and this actually applies to early game players. You can actually flip enchanted items in the bazaar for some pretty good profits in the early game, and you can basically, if you're very early game or mid-early game, you could actually take the shot at flipping, for example, like wheat and making a ton of money with that. Or you could take the shot at trying to flip like enchanted ores like diamond, lapis, stuff like that. Or you could actually do craft flipping, which I would recommend as well. When you do the enchanted, you could buy a lapis and everything to make. I can actually just go ahead and sell my sand real quick. But you can buy enchanted lapis, turn it into grand XP bottles, sell them for a profit, which will actually be able to make you a ton of money because grand XP bottles are in high demand. And obviously, in the early game, you're not going to have enchanted lapis blocks or that recipe, so yeah, I don't really see why you would go for that, but definitely Grand XP bottles is something you could flip. You could possibly flip iron for sure, flint. There's all kinds of margins here, and you could make enchanted items, or you could flip gemstones to make them into better versions of themselves. I'm not sure if you would have made the crystal halls by then, but if you have, then by all means do that. You can actually make profit from snow if you craft the enchanted or snow blocks into enchanted snow blocks and sell them to NPC. There's actually a ton of ways you can flip enchanted items either on the bazaar or selling to the NPC. So yeah, there's a lot of ways to make NPC money, or NPC money. There's a lot of ways to make money by using the bazaar. The last money making method in this video is for early game players, is actually NPC to bazaar flipping. Now this is not really a flip, it's just more of go buy your daily items from the NPC, like go to the builder NPC, buy up these. Obsidian is not profitable, but basically if you can take a look at what like on some websites or something like auctions.craftlink.xyz, you can take a look at what NPC items are profitable to flip. Like, for example, I know Flint is also profitable to flip. It's up here with Pat, and you can buy out 10 stacks every day. Or if Diaz is mayor, which that has only happened once, and with Jerry. So you could buy out all the items, and if Diaz is mayor, you can get way more profits. Now, I wouldn't depend on Diaz being mayor. Obviously, you wouldn't flip from Rosetta. You wouldn't flip from the weaponsmith. You possibly, yeah, you can't flip with him. But basically, any place that has, like, any NPC to bazaar, like these items right here, like crops, ores, ice, whatever. And if the Jerry event's around, you can buy from there. Just flip it from the NPC to the bazaar. You can make like 150k a day from just doing that. And if you flip that, you can actually make quite a bit of money. So 150k in a week is roughly, I think, 1.2, 1.3 mil. And that's just for existing. And if you add that on top to the 3 mil you can get just from doing all the other things, you can make 4.5 mil a week just for like existing and doing some daily tasks and stuff like that. Less than an hour of work per day. So almost 5 mil a week just for existing and doing a little bit of work. For the early game, that's really good. That is insanely good, because that means you're on your way to getting some Shadow Assassin armor, and you're on your way to getting a better pet, talismans, weapons, all the fun stuff that you have to buy in the mid-game. In the next video that I make, I'm going to talk about some mid-game money-making methods, as I feel that's where most people that watch these videos are going to be lying, but there probably could be some early-game players that'll watch this video and find it useful. Anyways, if you did find this video useful, leave a like down below and subscribe if you are new. I try to make daily money-making videos, and pretty soon, if you stick around on the channel, I'm actually going to be doing a wheat to Juju shortbow series where I go from farming wheat to making enough money to get a Juju shortbow. And I'm not talking about just the base Juju shortbow. I'm talking about a recom Juju shortbow with a ton of good enchantments on it, stuff like that. So stick around for that. And anyways, guys, hopefully you did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.